Good morning, guys. Today, one of my employees called in, and so we're going to be running his route today. His route is all in Oxnard, California, so it's a very tight route. It's about 15 stops. So the first thing I'm going to do, always start by brushing the water line. I see some algae in the pool. Now that we're done brushing, I'm gonna go ahead and start netting our pool. I always like using some tile soap. It helps push everything to the sides. All right, now that we netted the surface, I'm gonna go ahead and use our Riptide here. Yeah, so it shouldn't be too bad of a day. We've got 15 pools. They're all close together. Now, from the moment you walk into a backyard, you have to start scanning everything and seeing what needs to be done. For example, in this one, as I was brushing, I noticed algae, so I'll keep that in mind. And then at the very end, we'll brush the walls and make sure our chemicals are correct, make sure everything's in line so that we can avoid future algae growth, because summertime people want to use the pools, they don't want to see algae when they're swimming. The spa has some leaves in here, so we're going to go ahead and bring our Riptide to this side. We'll hop back to the pool, and we just have to get that bench over there. But once that's done, we're done vacuuming, and then it's time to check chemicals. All right, so usually we like using the Taylor kit, but today I'm using my employee's cart. He doesn't have a Taylor kit on here, so we're just gonna use the strips. Chlorine is super high, pH is on the higher end. Well, everything looks good, except for the chlorine's a little on the higher end. And this pool still has algae growth, so that tells me that it needs to either run more time or it needs some sort of treatment or algicide. So now we'll go ahead and brush the algae, which I really only saw it on this corner over here. So, and then once we're done brushing, since we already added acid, we're just gonna add some algicide, and we're gonna get our baskets, and that's it for this pool. All right, here's our algicide. We like using Yellow Treat. Use about a capful, do half over there, other half over here. Then we'll get our baskets. Jeez, this is full. All right, put that back in there. Turn our system back on. Close everything up on our app. So we go in here. We did everything. We check off everything we did. So we just put all our information in our app here, what we added, and what our readings were. And at the very end, we just snap a picture of the pool and we press finish. All right, on to the second stop. And here we actually have an issue that we have to look at. We accidentally dumped acid on the concrete, so we had acid dripping and didn't notice, and so that's what we have going on here. And I can actually already see it, and yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah, I'm not sure how our tech didn't notice. Maybe they were just going through their day, but there's two places that you can clearly see acid was dripping on right there as well, and all the way to the spa. Turn the system on. For this one, we're gonna use the vacuum hose. Now the reason we use soap at each pool, it's not only to push stuff to the side, but it also lets us see the bottom better. All right, the pool's been vacuumed here. The customer came out and wants us to check out the heater, and also expressed her concerns about the acid stains over there. What are you doing, Olive? Let's go. Let's go. Ow. Pole fell on me. All right, let's go, Olive. Phoebe, come here. Phoebe.
Oh, who's you good with Olive? Who's you good with Olive?
Can I pet you too, buddy? All right, all right, all right. When you have a in-floor cleaner like the one we took out, it's very important that we focus on the areas that the cleaner cannot get. That would be this entrance, the steps, and the spa as well. Now, even though our focus is in the areas that the cleaner cannot get, this doesn't mean we ignore the rest of the pool. If we see any spots that the cleaner didn't get, we're gonna go over there and get those spots and just make sure the whole pool's clean. All right, so I removed the cover, and we have a very few amount of customers that we do this for, but we do it. We charge extra, as it is a little bit of extra time. As I'm vacuuming, I see some yellow right around there. There's a spot, and then there's another spot a little bit higher on the wall. The customer said that the spa goes down whenever the pump shuts off and that the cleaner's not moving, so probably just the issue with the valve not being placed correctly. All right, so first things first, we got the valve set in correctly. All the water's pushing to our spa. We need to actually have it go to the pool, and then it reroutes to the spa. When the pump shuts down, this check valve stops the water from reversing and draining into the pool. Now, as far as our cleaner not working, it's gonna be one of these on this side. This is our spa side over here. It's actually open, so we need to close that. And that probably will solve our issue. Nope, still not moving, so let's adjust our skimmer and cleaner line. And let's close our skimmer a bit more. Now let's look. Still not doing nothing, so now we're gonna check the cleaner itself and make sure there's nothing stuck on the inside of the diaphragm that would stop it from working. There's our problem. I'm not sure if you can see it, but if you look inside the throat, here you can see there's debris. Let's see if we can free that. We'll have to take it apart. There it is. It's all this stuff in here. So this actually has a tear in it. So that's probably why it's not working. It'll need to be replaced, because I don't think, even if I clear this, I don't think it's gonna work. Let's see what it does now. Nope, not working. It'll need a new, I think it's called a diaphragm. We have an above ground pool here. We take care of these as well. This one's a chemical only, so that's what we'll be doing. Chemicals look great, so this one's good to go. We'll probably just add a couple of tabs to make it hold for the next couple of weeks, because we only come every other week. Since we just brushed the tile, because there was so much stuff on there, you can see a lot of stuff floating in the middle of the pool itself. It's not at the top, it's not at the bottom, so we're gonna let that go down, and what's gonna come up in the meantime, we'll check chemicals. Chlorine is good, pH looks pretty good, alkalinity need to add a little bit, so that's what we'll do, alkalinity, and should be good. All right, I said add alkalinity, but we're not adding alkalinity, we're adding sodium bicarb, which then makes our alkalinity go up. 5 scoops, this should bring us up to about 100 to 120, which is where we want it. Gotta wet the net first, and then put it in here, and now go around the pool. All right, let's just test our alkalinity once again. And if we compare it, we've got higher than 80, but lower than 120. So right where we want to be. This pool needed the alkalinity to go up, so we've got some sodium bicarb here for this one as well. There's a rule of thumb. The pool should run 1 hour for every 10 degrees it is outside. So if it's 60 degrees, 6 hours. If it's 80 degrees, 8 hours. Hotter areas, you're gonna run your pool 10 or 12 hours even. All right, this pool here has been turning green for a while, and I've already told the customer that we need to have it run a little bit longer. So I'm gonna come by here, I'm gonna switch these out and have this set to run at least 7. Gonna change this from 9 in the morning to 5 p.m. This backyard, by the way, and the pool itself, it's beautiful. Everything's put together really nice. But one thing I will say is that in the fall, this pool is a nightmare. Alright, so this was actually the last pool of the day here, and towards the end of the day I didn't really have any comments anymore. I was kind of just you know, ready to go home like anyone would after a full day of pools. If you did stick around to the very end, I do appreciate you guys for watching. It ended up being a very late day for us. We didn't finish till around 7:15, but we did make it through. So anyways, hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.